Hey FlossTube, this is Apple from Who's Your Apple X Stitch, and we are having a beautiful day here in Massachusetts. It's kind of been a heat wave the past few days, but today it looks like it's going to shape up to be a beautiful day. It's been 2.5, almost 3 weeks since my last video, so I thought maybe I'd pop in and give a new update. I've been busy stitching like crazy. August was the first time I've ever sent monthly goals for my stitching, and I find that that actually works pretty well. It's very motivating to work on some projects that maybe I would not have. And I think I set 9 goals, and I've so far met 7 of them. So I'm going to show you the 7 projects I worked on since I saw you last. I want to thank everybody for stopping by and visiting with me on FlossTube today. Thank you to all my subscribers. Thank you for all the likes and all the comments. And if you're new, welcome. You know, subscribe, like, and ding the bell. I'm also, just a heads up, going to try some tech stuff today. I'm actually going to try to insert photos of my cross stitching before, so you can see the difference between what I've done before and what I've currently done. Let's hope it works. I'm gonna give it a go. So up first, let me just move my stack over here. I worked on so far my only Mirabilia. I have another one kind of in the chute ready to start, but I just want to finish this one first. It's a tiny Mirabilia. It's called Portrait of Antique Finds. It's from this little book, and the book is quite interesting because it's got like pictures of some of the other Mirabilias. This is the tiny one, and she's tiny, super tiny. And my goal was to finish all the stitching on her. I'm going to try to put in a before photo here or here. I'm not sure which side it's going to go on. I'm going to try to put in a before photo. Maybe it'll just be the full screen. I'm going to try. And let me show you where she's at now. I finished all the stitching. The only thing I have not done is the back stitching and the beading. And the beading is going to be a new thing for me because that's not something I've done before, is beading. Well, with cross stitch I haven't beaded. And here she is now. She's just a beautiful tiny. I am stitching her on 28 count Picture This Plus in Moon Glow, which is just the most beautiful yellow fabric. I love the yellow fabric. It's a happy fabric, right? Up next, I worked on Henry VIII by Bothy Threads. Let me show you the pattern. It's called Henry VIII. I think it should be called Henry VIII's Family because it's got Henry, his wives, and the children who eventually went on to rule, whether it be a very short time or, you know, a long time. But I think it's just such a cute aspect. You usually don't find patterns that have the whole family. I am doing this on 32 count color and cotton in alabaster. And I'm going to put my before in somewhere. So this is my before. If you don't see anything, this means I couldn't figure out the technology to do it. Last time I showed you, I mentioned that I had put one of the vines down somewhere was a row less. It was like too low. And I thought, well, you know what? I'm going to leave it as it is, and I'm going to work around it. What ended up happening was, here, I'll show you. Well, here's the full thing, where it is so far. It was actually in this vine. So I started Catherine of Aragon first, down here from where she should be. And when I got up to here, I realized the mistake literally was right in here. So I had to take out this whole, let's see here, this whole part of the vine, frogged and restitched, and then I was able to put her in and everything lines up perfectly. That's a win. When you get things to line up perfectly, that's certainly a win. So it's, you know, I love the tutors. It's such a fun stitch. I'm just so happy that I was able to find the error and it not be like a huge fix. It didn't require, you know, a bunch of frogging and then restitching. Luckily it was small. It was a kit that I got. I obviously changed out the fabric. It was an Ada. I changed it. So with the kit, it's got its own dyed threads. So luckily it was a small piece so that I don't run out of the thread that I had to restitch. Hopefully not. The next one I worked on was, what's it called? It's called Snow Village. It's an 11-part piece that started, I think, last October. The 11th piece just become available. And this is what the pattern looks like. This is the centerpiece, and there are 10 other pieces that go around it. You could do them individually, or you can just do one big piece. I'm actually doing it one big piece. And this is my before photo. I only had the S Village. And I hadn't planned to work on it, but after I put it away last time, it just kind of was calling to me to kind of work on a bit. And I finished that block with the exception of the string, which will be backstitching, that goes between the banner pieces. And I also didn't do the eyes or the nose. I mean, I did the nose. I didn't do the eyes or the buttons on Snow Village, on the snowmen, because they are called for to be done in French knots. French knots are not my friend. I have tried to become friends with French knots many times over the years, and it's just not meant to be. So I think I'm going to order some tiny black seed beads and just bead it. It might be the easiest way to go versus getting super frustrated trying to put a whole bunch of French knot buttons in a piece. Maybe one day I will figure out the French knot phenomenon, but as of yet, it has eluded me. The next one I worked on was Ink Circles 99 on 16 count Picture This Plus Ale, which is the called for. Each bottle represents an actual beer out there in this world. And my before I will put in. And I had 1.5 rows done. My goal was to finish the second row, finish it up. And so I'm going to put this in here. And I finished my second row. It's a fun stitch. It requires a lot of color change. And so for me, you kind of got to be in the mood to do a zillion color changes. But it's been a fun stitch. I really need to get some more done on that because I feel like I can't do too many new starts until I finish up at least another project. Maybe we'll see if I hold fast to that rule. The next project is World's Postage Stamps by Soda Stitch on 28 count Summer Sky mystery fabric. I know that I bought it at StitchCon last year when I went over to Keepsakes. I have managed to lose the tag, but I remember the color is Summer Sky. This is what the project will look like completed. And those are glare there. It's a shiny pattern. There we go. This is where I was at before. And my goal was to finish, actually just to do the block, Rome, which is what I did. I completed Roma. Look how cute that is. And then I'm going to show you the whole piece because I did basically the blocking and the outlining. And it's a really, actually that's a really, really fun stitch. I really enjoyed doing it. I think my next goal, I think I want to come down here and do Paris. Possibly. That'd be a fun block to do. The next one I worked on was The Temperature Tree by Stitchin Mommy. Now this is probably one of the most fun stitches. I have done it on 16 count Picture This Plus in pewter, and I will put the before somewhere here. And I actually just did the whole July branch, which went fairly quickly. They go quick, 30, 40 minutes-ish. A lot of the colors were in the same color family, so I was able to use, Once I put like a thread on it on the needle, I was able to do multiple leaves. Isn't that beautiful? Beautiful tree. It's going to be a lovely keepsake / memento from this interesting year, 2020. The next one I worked on is, it's called Navy Seal. It's for my oldest brother, who is a Navy vet. This is what it will look like completed. Clearly, I will put his info in down here. And here's what surprises me about this pattern. I did not realize that there's a good portion of this that's confetti. I mean, when the printout from the company, honestly, is a bit smudgy. I don't know if you can see that. It's not the best quality for the cover, but I certainly didn't think that it was full of confetti. My bad, but it's going to be an interesting stitch. I'm doing this on 18 count silvery star, which seems completely appropriate for a Navy vet. And I just want to warn you, the fabric is quite stiff. It is from Vintage Needleworks, and so it comes in a big roll, and it's an Aida fabric, so it's quite stiff. It's going to soften, but you can see my hoop mark because I just took it off this morning. Anyways, this is where I'm at. That's the shield and a little bit of the anchor bottom. I'm hoping that my oldest brother will like this. I'm going to get it framed, and I want to do like the little rope around inside the frame like a shadow box. We'll see. We'll see what I can find when it's finished. I'm hoping to finish this by his birthday in February. We'll see. We'll see. And then comes my big start. Big start. And I'm saying this because the project is big, not because I did a lot. I did it. I started the Long Dog Sampler Pandemic. I said in my last video that I was going to start it. I have the threads. And I have the fabric. And I'm using sulky threads. And let's see here. Okay. I don't know why I didn't get this before, so I apologize. Which one am I using? This one. The color is, I don't know if the color's, I don't think it has the name on here, but it's 4016, 12 weight. And I'm doing this also on Vintage Needleworks fabric. It's called Beach Glass, 18 count. And this is my tiny start on my big project. We all know it's huge, but I'm still calling this a big start because it's such a big project. So, in case you're not familiar, this is the Long Dog Sampler pattern. What I have actually done, honestly, is this itty bitty teeny tiny corner right here. That little corner. I don't know if I can get them to line up here. Oh my goodness. This little bitty bitty corner. That. So I would venture to say that I have a very long way to go. You'll be seeing this in many floss tubes. We'll just have to see how many years it takes. I feel like I'm going to work on that a lot in the wintertime. It's such a big piece of fabric, and honestly, we've been having a lot of heat here, and I don't want it across my lap because it's just hot. So I figure like in the wintertime might be a good time to work on it, and it can, pull double duty as a lap blanket while I'm stitching. So let's see, other than that, I think that's about the end of the stitching that I've done. I have a whole lot of things that I do want to start, but I definitely want to finish something first, or at least make significant progress from where I'm at now. I have Mirabilia's Royal Holiday that I would like to start. I also have a couple Glendon Place pieces that I would like to start. So we'll see how it goes. If I make some significant progress, I think I might reward myself with another new start. Anyways, that's all for me. Thank you again for watching, liking, subscribing, and dinging my bell. And I will catch you on the next go round.